Let's jump gears. Bernie Pinsonat has been a big contributor to the program for many years. Bernie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Everything's okay I think we got a good legislature, better legislature, and I think people are optimistic about the state moving forward and fixing some of the problems. They're not there yet, but anyway, that's not the case in some of these parishes, which you're aware of the blow up in Livingston, which was weird.
Yeah, I wanted to bring you in on that a little bit. I had somebody talk a little bit on it Friday, but it wasn't much. And you got to let me know what's going on because, I know that parish is a great parish. I know it's a great listenership for us. And, they're not scared to fight for what's right. And yet you're having problems dealing with, I guess, what is it, the school board, the library board?
Well, the library board, in fact, everybody got a message from the last Thursday morning. The Livingston Parish Council was considering removing, according to them, several Christian Conservative library board members. Of course, that didn't matter with the Parish Council. They went ahead and removed all of them and then put 2 of them back. And the meeting turned out to be a trash Valerie Hodges in the council meeting, by the way.
Why they trash? Who's behind trashing Valerie? You're one of the most conservative people I know.
Well, the parish president didn't say anything. None of them said anything. Of course, they can all go ask her for help and try to get things done for the parish, which, by the way, has horrible roads, overbuilding. It has lots of problems. And when we poll in there, it's always very interesting. The public is very different from what they get from their elected officials. And you had almost a clean out the place vote last year because the polling showed the public was one way and the elected officials were another. And now you've got a couple members voted to cut funding reduce the spending for the library board, and some of the people got irritated about it, but it was the board didn't listen to Family Forum or anyone else. They and of course the library board is the woman who, by the way, sued Michael, and Michael won. He was attacking her. He wasn't attacking her. He was attacking the types of books that they were available in the library where kids could find it. That didn't bother the parish council, or didn't take that into consideration. So, it's always something in Livingston Parish. It's one of the, it's one of the places where they elect people and they have a history of doing just the opposite of where the public is. You got every time we see something done at the legislature on competition, choice in schools, the elected officials at the parish level go crazy and threaten you if you vote for that. And yet the voters in Livingston Parish are absolutely 100% Republican conservative. Mm-hmm. They view choice as something. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to build a bunch of schools. It means that you want to be able to have that choice. Well, you find members of the school board come out and fight it. They're always trying to pass taxes. Remember Kelly Hennessy used to beat them like a drum on their taxes. And by the way, I mean, you can look at EBR, and you got a lot of families that are poor, and you got the kids that have the crime problems and all that. But that's not the case in Livingston. Yet their school system is nothing to write home about. Mm-hmm. Yet you look at the most of the school board members are some of the elected officials, especially the ones that lost last time, and you would think they had the best school system in the state. Well, they don't. And the public reacts by always killing their taxes because they're smart enough to know that they don't have that good a system, and the people who are running it are the problem. And not to mention, one of the funny things over there is you find an election official over there, and he's going to be doing business with the parish government some kind of way. That's always been the case over there. So it's a place that's I enjoy polling in it, but certainly the public had enough last time, and I don't see that much change with the parish council this time.
So Bernie, did they fire the whole library board?
Yeah, and then they put two of them back. One of them happened to be put there by ballot. She was her appointment. They fired her, and then wait a minute, maybe we made a mistake, so they put her back. But the whole council meeting was like bizarre. I mean, if you're watching that and you're thinking about putting your business there, my God, what a spectacle! It was a spectacle that you didn't want to be there. You didn't want to be part of it. And it's typical for the parish council, the parish president. There hasn't been any real change as far as moving that place forward and looking more progressive when you have that kind of petty fighting. And by the way, you go against and remove two members that the family forum is supporting, which they disregarded. So it's a weird place, mainly because their elected officials are so unresponsive to the voters.
Well, let me ask you a question. I know because you do a lot of polling in that area. The people must feel different than some, not all, some of the elected officials. The people must feel different because I know they vote people out. They put new people in all the time.
Well, yeah, I was involved with some of the elections over there, and we were very successful. But you still have the good old boys over there who, by the way, they make a living off of the parish government. They make a living off the school board. It's always been a tradition over there. The public didn't get that deep into what's wrong with the place, but they knew that something was wrong, and they threw most of the elected officials out. You do have 3 or 4 council members who were elected on the reform, and I think you're seeing them. They voted against what the council did as a group, and you're going to see them stick together. And they are doing, I think, what you'd expect. They're the reform candidates, and Livingston Parish is still Livingston Parish. I call them the good old boys club. That they're there to basically lots of them, or I shouldn't say lots, but those who involved in enriching themselves. And this good old boys club has always has been.
They don't. Those people that you're talking about, they same people got them all over the state. They don't want nothing to change. Because if it changes, it might mess with their livelihood and what they're doing. I was wondering how people like that get in these communities, and they do it all over the place. They get in these communities. They basically run the communities. They're the ones they'll give Bernie a lot of money to certain deals, and people talk about how good they are.
Well, you have that in others. Livingston, of course, it's almost standard fare over there. We haven't seen any changes in that with what was elected. The engineering firms and whatever else you got over there, I mean, they have to make a living, but they make a living because they remain part of the good old boys club and the elected official who not only put up with it, but they support it. There's been a change to change the look over there, but you got the library board, which has been a constant eyesore. The legislature has been dealing with these groups that are across the state protecting library boards. You saw somewhere Tom Oswald attacked Erin Sandifer for being a right winger. Yeah, she's very popular over there.
Well, Bernie, when you look at this, are the people? Are you trying to get people to get involved and to get involved more, and so they know exactly what's going on?
Well, that was happened last time, but you've also had some people go back in there and that said this and said that, and they're still part of the status quo. The all you had to do was look at that meeting the other night, and it was like worse than a circus. I mean, you had to be embarrassed just looking at it.
Yeah.
Then it turned out to be an Valerie Hodges, their senator, who, with the bad roads and everything else you're going to alienate her?
Yeah, and that don't make any sense to me either. All right, Bernie, let me take a quick break. Come back. I got a couple of state questions. I want to ask you what people can do about it. And a couple of state questions. I'll let you get out of your Bernie Pinsonat, my special guest. We'll take a break. Be right back.